The NCAA president and the ACC commissioner welcome the government interference ? That's going to come with Donald Trump and his commission. What's up, kinfolk? It's RJ Young. I am not on a step mill. If this is your first time watching the #1 college football show, welcome. Thank you for joining us here. We talk college football year round. So if that is something you're into, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, like this video, and answer the question in the comments below. Do you think that NCAA president Charlie Baker, ACC commissioner Jim Phillips are a little bit overeager for president and his commission to try to fix the problems that are inherent in college football? For starters, I think that this is the one bipartisan issue that all of us can get around. We don't like it. We don't think it's a good idea. We don't think that it's a great use of government resources. We think that it smacks in the face of a proposed small government being a real bigger government over a thing that a lot of people care about. And we think that it should not be up to Congress or the executive branch to make these decisions, though we do have the judicial branch making these decisions for us. And I think that is the thing that is really upsetting for everybody. It feels like we're going to get to the college football that we want or need, but we're going to have to do it one friggin' lawsuit at a time. And that's just a bad way to run a business, any business at all, which is why you're asking for the grown-ups to come together and do something like, have a real conversation about these situations and these principles that matter. Now, Colby Campbell is supposed to be on this thing, probably leading it. For those of y'all that don't know, he is a massive Texas Tech donor and booster, and he has decided that he is going to make this a part of his image. And as far as college football is concerned, college athletics is concerned, and he's putting his money where his mouth is with the football team, and they even signed a multi-million-dollar deal for a softball player at Tech here recently. He's got money in the game, which is another reason why many people like to trust him. We're also talking about a man who is not shy about what he thinks about what government is doing or not doing, makes his money in oil, or made his money in oil. I think that Charlie Baker is looking for any out he can get. I think Jim Phillips would love for Congress to do something. I think Charlie Baker would love for anybody to do something, because name, image, and likeness is really getting out of control according to some. I don't think that it's something you should be controlling, but that's me. And people really have a problem with the immediate transfer. It's not necessarily the transfer portal. It's that you get to transfer without having to sit out a year that people are upset about. I'm going, coaches do this all the time. Who's going to hold the coaches accountable for transferring schools? Some of them get fired. Yeah, just like some of the kids are getting cut. That's what happens. That's how the job works. That's how any job works. Do I like it? No, everybody wants to be employed. But every time somebody comes up with communist or socialist principles, guess who's shouting them down? Well, that's what you would have to employ to get the kind of college football you claim to want and desire. You're going to need to look a lot like the NFL, which is 32 socialists coming together to say only us are going to make money on this thing, and we're going to share it equally. We're going to make sure the last is first and the first is last, which also smacks against what, the United States of America is built on and founded by, which is to say we are about winning. And we want a level playing field because we want things to be fair, but not so fair as to say Ohio State's going to be seated behind Boise State. I don't give a damn how good you think Boise State is, or how good you think Arizona State might be. There's levels to this, is what people will tell you, and they're right. They're right. There's always been levels to this. I learned that the hard way, right? Just because a team is undefeated doesn't mean that the public is going to allow for you to rank them as the #1 team in the country. As a matter of fact, they're probably just going to tell you if you put them in the SEC or the Big Ten, they're going to crumble. Might be true, but because we can't get to see that part, we rank teams, right? The college football playoff is created in large part to do away with this problem, which is how I would like to see college football attack its problems of name, image, and likeness and transfer. The way that we got around to crowning a real national champion as opposed to a mythical national champion is we went to the BCS, and from the BCS, we went to college football playoff. From college football playoff, we've gone to an expanded field of 4 teams to 12 teams, and we're probably going to get to 16 by 2026. That has been a damn near 30-year process if and when it gets done, right? I think that's what we're looking at when we talk about name, image, and likeness and the transfer portal. We will settle on something that works. We will settle on something that most people can get behind. I don't think we're ever going to find consensus on an issue like salary caps or scholarship limits, or even what a scholarship is worth or not worth, given that the players are making sometimes more than coaches, given that they're making from zero. They were making zero in 2020. Now we have multi-million-dollar players, something that was sacrilegious even when I was in college, and that was 2006 to 2010, right? Wasn't that 15 years ago? That wasn't that long ago. I expect to see us continue to progress. I expect things that feel regular today to be outdated tomorrow. I expect us to come up with new ways of being, new ways of playing the game, new ways of getting around as we try to continue to play college football, and we're always going to continue to play college football. I don't particularly believe the economists when they tell me that the sky is falling, that college football will fail because the money is getting too big and you're going to rub out a lot of people. No, you're not. You're not. People are always going to show up for the thing they care about, and that is the thing that college football has going for it that the NFL does not. We will put our money where our mouth is, only to win championships, which is to say a good feeling. It's not any sort of investment for us. It's not. Donors give money because they want to see the team win. They just get to go to work and say that my team's a winner. That's what it's about. That's why you're pouring money into Texas Tech. It ain't because Texas Tech is going to pay Colby Campbell back for his investment. There's no rate of return on this that is financial. And that's why we continue to say, hey, you could keep throwing money into this if you want to. Are people going to stop? No, because the moment you stop, somebody else gets to win the national championship. Ask Tennessee how that goes, right? The moment you stop, Michigan is right there at your doorstep. Ohio State knows this. And there's things in this world that you are willing to put up with. You're willing to put up with them. You are. One of those things is your college football team being down because, well, they don't want to invest any money. There are programs that have decided if money is it, we will do it. SMU. We'll forfeit money that we make or should make for being in the ACC, and we'll throw more money into our program because we want to. We want to be good. We want to be great at football. It's always been that way. You're always going to have to invest in your roster, your coaches, your facilities, your atmosphere, all of it, being the right television conference, because that's what they are, television conferences, to go win. And the NCAA has been a maid service that has basically been handling the legal affairs, dotting the I's, crossing the T's for the sport for over 100 years. Remember, the NCAA was also created by a president. His name's Teddy Roosevelt. Why? Because college football players were dying on a football field, and that's not a good look for anybody. So the NCAA was created to manage all of this. But after that, it's kind of outdated. We don't kill anybody on a football field anymore. Far from it. We don't want to see anybody die on a football field. Nobody wants that. We don't even want to see bad injuries on a football field. We do everything we can to protect players, from what is targeting to personal fouls to the ways in which we allow timeouts. We even have rules against faking injuries now. Can you imagine trying to fake an injury in the 1990s, early 2000s? You get laughed at. No, we're going to play ball. Move the body off the field. No blood, no foul. Some of y'all need to go look up Steve Atwater and see what real football used to look like. Some of y'all need to look up some old tape of Ray Lewis deciding somebody today was not going to get back up. That's what y'all need to do, because some of y'all just, no other way of getting around it. The football I was raised with, when I was a child, when I was a teenager, would call y'all soft as hell right now. Soft as hell. We don't do that no more. We think concussions are bad because they are. But try saying that in 1999. Ain't nobody trying to hear that. You better get up, Troy Aikman. You better throw that ball. We don't do that no more. So I think Charlie Baker's onto something when he says he wants to get involvement, and I think Jim Phillips onto something when he says he wants involvement from the executive branch. But I don't think you want it that badly. So for now, I think your best bet is actually to argue these things in the courts. If for no other reason than everybody gets to argue the same thing at the same time in front of an arbiter. Now, I would much rather us figure it out without suits and without the government, but if it's got to go that way, look at House versus the NCAA, which has led to this moment where we have revenue sharing, name, image, and likeness, all of it. You want stuff like that to go away, or you don't like the way it's going down, you better get into the boardroom and you better make a case.